Lighting is good. I think the lighting is good. Love that jacket. Hey, before we start, I got to tell you a really funny joke that I heard. And if you've heard it, just go along with it because it's important for you to hear it. So there's this guy. He's a construction guy. Every single day, he goes to work, full day. You know, he's tired. On his way home, he goes to a bar. Every day, same bar. When he walks in, there's only two people. Every single time, two people, two random people. This time he walks in the bar. Pretty little lady right there. He asks the bartender, who's that? I don't know. She's been here a couple hours drinking beer. Beer? Yeah, she's drinking beer. Oh, that's crazy. So he goes over and says hello. They start talking. She's a foreign exchange student. They're having a hard time communicating. And he's, an average guy, kind of heavy set, whatever, overweight, let's call it. And they're drinking. They're having a good time. Things get a little bit better, and she gets a little bit more, and they're having a good time. And finally he says, hey, why don't we go back to my house? And with the broken English, they communicate, and they go.
I've heard this joke.
They go to the house, and they're having a great time, and things start getting a little heavy, a little heated, right? And they start going at it, and they're having a great time. It's marvelous. It's beautiful. And in the moment of passion, she's whispering, and she goes, baby, he's so big. And he's, what? Really? I'm so big. She goes, no, you're so heavy. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jimmy. We're here at Tropicana Golf in the city of Glendora. We got two of my favorite people with me. You know Nate from San Dimas Liquor and Freeway Liquor, conveniently located off the 10 freeway in West Covina off of Vincent.
Perfect.
That is so good. Did you know he had two liquor stores?
What's the other one?
The other one is on Arrow Highway and Valley Center next to Stater Brothers.
In the city of?
San Dimas.
San Dimas.
Wow.
Yeah.
I told you. It only took me 6 months, but I figured it out.
It's getting better, Gino.
And last but not least, the man to the far right, the man that puts
I am to the far right.
You cannot...
Doge, baby.
You cannot spell OG without
Doge.
Gino. Can't spell OG without Gino, and he is the OG. We're going to learn more about Gino. We're going to have a good time. Nate has supplied us with a little cocktails. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into everything, and it's coming up right after this. What do you think about that joke, Gino?
I like that joke.
Yeah.
I heard that joke.
Yeah, you've heard that joke. Nate, tell me a little bit about what we're drinking here.
This is Mario's Hard Espresso.
It's a me, I'm Mario.
So the gentleman on the label,
Yeah.
if you can show the camera, that is Mr. Mario. And Mario is not with us anymore. He has passed on.
Okay.
But
Salute, Mario.
Let's take a
Mario, this is
salute, Mario. Thank you. It's hard espresso. It tastes like coffee, right?
this is beautiful.
Why?
Mr. Mario used to make one batch of this every single year,
Okay.
have the family over,
Yeah.
and
I'm going to
this
look
is
that
what
up
they would
real
enjoy
quick.
during their time together.
I'm going to look up, what is it called?
Mario's Hard Espresso.
I want to read a little bit about it, and I hate to do it on the air, but we're going to
It's
do
an
it anyway.
espresso liqueur. It's delicious. But yeah,
yeah.
only 4 ingredients in
I
it.
got some really good Italian friends that
Yeah, this is a
would love that.
Sicilian recipe.
Yeah, Sicilian. It says it right there. Look. Sicilian. Hey, so you sell this at your shops, obviously.
Oh yeah.
What else do we have here? What are we getting through both of these things? Bubble? What doesn't
So-
that go in there?
The things you can do with this is endless.
Oh.
You can make all kinds of cocktails with it. My favorite way is neat, or with a little bit of splash.
I think
of
we're going
buffalo
to try
cream.
that next. Let's
Oh yeah, we can have these.
let's get a little warmed up and then
All right.
and we'll do that.
All right.
Gino, thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
Thank you for the
I'm going to
invitation.
tell a little bit about who you are, and then you let me know. Are you leaving?
No.
Oh.
So I learned a long time ago
Yeah.
that if you sit down,
Without a microphone, nobody can hear you.
You're good. No, I got you.
that if you sit down in a jacket,
Yeah.
you need to pull your jacket.
Down?
Yes. Sit on it.
Really?
Yes.
I can't sit on it.
Yes, you can.
Like this? Oh, you're a true gentleman. That's what I mean. You cannot spell OG without Gino. Let me tell you a little bit about Gino. Gino is our resident OG. And when I say resident, I mean of the Tropicana Golf Club. He is somebody that attends all the events. He's a great guy. Everybody loves Gino. Everybody loves Gino. And he's just that guy that's just easy, right? You're just easy going, and everything's funny and everything's cool. And it's such a good time. You get paired with Gino, you know you're going to have a good time. Gino smokes cigars. He has a couple cocktails. He's just that guy, you know?
Just coasting.
He coasts, but with a purpose. He's coasting, you know?
Sure.
And he's very enjoyable. Gino, you're a Glendora resident.
I am.
And how long have you lived in Glendora?
We have lived here, Kristen, my wife,
Yeah.
and Carly and Catalina, our daughters, have lived here since 2007.
2007. 2007.
Yeah.
So according to my math, that's 18 years.
It is, and so it's not quite that long. Maybe it's.
Listen, it doesn't matter.
Maybe
been a
it's
long time.
2012.
Okay. Either way.
So we moved here. The story is
Yeah.
that we were looking for a better school district, and Glendora School District had open enrollment.
Yeah.
And so we brought Catalina here when she was in kindergarten,
Yeah.
and that must have been 2010. And then a couple years later, it was kind of like sketchy. Can you stay? You may not be able to stay at the same school. So we moved to Glendora.
Okay. For the open enrollment. Speaking of school, I know you have a question about schooling and Gino and that whole thing.
Easy, Tiger.
I just want to thank you, man.
Oh.
I just want to thank you as a proud parent to kids going through Glendora Unified, and I see you, and I appreciate you.
Okay, tell him what that means,
Well,
Nate.
thank
Come on.
you.
He doesn't know what you're talking about. Tell him.
He's just Mr. Gino is very involved in our school district, and he is.
Yeah.
Is that true, Gino?
Yeah.
Are you attending events? Are you speaking, public speaking?
I do.
How come I don't know this?
Here's the thing.
What?
I've known this guy for such a long time, obviously through the club.
Right.
Okay? But here's the thing. I've seen this guy on YouTube and on TV because I watch those damn meetings.
Yeah.
It never clicked.
So what he's talking about are, I guess, city council meetings?
No, Glendora
school
Unified
board
School
meetings.
District.
School district meetings.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And twice a month they have a board meeting, and the community is given
Open forum.
they're given an opportunity to speak in front of the trustees
But he
for
goes
3
beyond
minutes.
that. It's beyond that. He's actually, he backs his stuff up. He volunteers his time to actually do the work and provide feedback for
I need to watch
our
these
kids.
videos.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Do you go crazy
Yeah.
in there?
No. I have I'm happy
He's
to say.
calm, cool, and collective, man.
Yeah.
He's always that.
Yeah, I live by mutual purpose and mutual respect,
I got it.
right? And so if you want to develop mutual purpose, you have to offer mutual respect.
Love that.
And and sometimes, and for a long time, the trustees were leaning very much to the left.
Sure.
And so I had to go in there, and while I didn't like their positions, I offered them the respect.
Of course.
That
Of their opinion.
yeah, and their position.
Sure.
Their board of directors.
Okay.
But when he challenged them, for example,
Yeah.
like I can't challenge people the way this man challenges people. I want to fight.
No, he
You know
does
what
it.
I mean?
He does it with cool,
I'm
calm.
different. I'm a kind of different animal like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes this guy can stay grounded,
Yeah.
speak calmly, speak very
Eloquently.
eloquently,
And deliver a
not
good
just
statement.
that,
Yeah.
without just keeps everything calm.
He's got a way to
You know,
deliver his
and
message.
I really
Yeah.
respect that.
Well,
And
you heard
can
what he
be
said.
on either side and still respect that.
You heard what he said. It's like, I'm going to deliver my point without berating you.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And that's a
Right.
great way to be to have an argument, to
He's
have
not crapping
to have a
on
position.
anybody.
Right. It's just I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you my point. I'm going to listen to your point,
Yeah.
and then we can converse. And that's that's how you do things.
Yeah.
Really.
And
I mean, you
I
got to.
really respect it. I really.
And
I
Respect
need to go. Are these things still there?
Yeah,
I
we
need
had a week ago Monday. We had
And you were there.
I was
you
there.
speak at all of them?
not all of them, but most of them.
Can you just get up and talk, or do you have?
I
to,
can.
Do you plan anything?
I do.
Okay.
But mostly it's off the cuff, as they say.
Love it.
Yeah. So 3 years ago, the California Assembly created Assembly Bill 101
Okay.
on ethnic studies.
Okay.
And the California State Board of Education solicited educators to create the curriculum for ethnic studies. And so they refer to it as a model curriculum, but it was, very left-leaning. There was a lot of,
blaming.
it was and it escapes me right now, but it was critical race theory. CRT.
Okay.
And so critical race theory was really developed in a Marxist way.
Okay.
A lot of socialism going on
Sure.
there. And a lot of blaming.
Okay.
Blaming so much so that this curriculum has 5 different cultures that they include in the curriculum. It's Native American and Asian American, African American, Jewish culture, and I'm missing a 5th one.
Other.
Yeah, but what they didn't include is white culture, and it's all about white supremacy, and that's why they didn't do it. But that's not right. I mean, if we study these other cultures, why can't we study the white culture, which is Anglo-Saxon, right? So Germans and Swedes and Dutch and English people and French people and Italian people,
Right.
and Spanish people.
Sure.
If you go back and look at my birth certificate, 1957, my race is Caucasian.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so Hispanic, Latino, it didn't exist in the 50s.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, it was 2 things. It was either white or black.
Well, and Asian and indigenous
Or
people.
the other. But that was what was on the paperwork.
Yeah.
So you go to these events,
Right.
and you're obviously opposed to that. So you speak your views, and then they rebuttal.
Yeah, well, no, they don't. And so I wasn't necessarily opposed to the model curriculum.
Okay.
The district, Glendora Unified School District,
Sure.
created a community committee to review the model curriculum and to review Assembly Bill 101. And to do that, to become a volunteer, we had to write 5 different essays.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So you're writing essays about it.
Yeah, I was writing essays about it. Imagine that.
So, I mean, obviously they're not, your views were expressed, and how does it end? I mean, is there like, hey, we're not doing this, hey, we're doing this, or?
Yeah, so
Does it just kinda go
and so
away?
for 2 years now, we've been waiting for Glendora Unified School teachers
Okay.
to begin creating the curriculum. And unfortunately, they followed Los Angeles County School Board of Education.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was very left-leaning. There was still a lot of critical race theory included.
They
Sure.
didn't even know what the curriculum was. They were like, oh, we got to do it. This is what we're going to do.
Right,
It's
and
like,
so
wait a
what
second.
they did is they copied what LA County had created instead of creating our own.
Sure.
Or looking at a conservative viewpoint, and that's what I'm proposing now. I found, with the help of others, I found a couple of different curriculum that are either central or a little more conservative. And I believe the Board of Trustees are looking at that curriculum.
Does this
that I
have
give-
anything to do with Munoz and all that? Does he get involved?
Yeah,
What's
well,
on that
yeah,
board?
yes.
Do you know Michael Munoz?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
All right.
And,
Well, I
and-
think he'll be able to help you then.
yeah, of course he will, because don't recall who he displaced, but
I forgot her name. Gino.
Merkley or
Yeah, the other one.
the other one. But yeah. So yeah.
All right. Well,
he's
Michael
conservative.
Munoz, you know Gino, so let's get to work on that.
Yeah. No,
Right?
we do.
The board is
yeah.
great now.
Hey, let's go back a little farther back than the city council meetings. You said you're born in '57, and you're Caucasian.
Fuck, I'm not.
No, just the mustache.
I'm not gonna live that one down.
He's a Caucasian man with a Latin name. Gino, where exactly were you born?
Oxnard, California.
Oh, that's right. Oh, you got to hear this story. Okay, let's go. Let's fast forward a little bit. So, Gino, you grew up in Oxnard, and you are, elementary school, junior high, high school. I'd love to go into detail on that, but I got to get to the story because I think it's awesome. You graduated high school,
Yes.
and you decide I'm going to go on a trip, but it's not a normal trip. He's going to go on it. Where were you planning on going?
Oh, to the Canadian border.
He was going to the Canadian border, but he wasn't going to drive there or fly there. He was going to
Hitchhike.
You stick the thumb out, huh?
listen
Yeah.
to this. Listen to this. So he's going to hitchhike, and you leave your house.
Yes.
And you go where? Where's the first place that you ended up and you were there?
Well, my parents dropped me off at 8:00 in the morning
Where?
in Oxnard.
Okay, but like on the street?
Yeah, Oxnard Boulevard.
Oxnard
The
Boulevard.
101 leaving town.
On the 101 at 8 a.m.
Yes.
Fast forward, what happens?
At noon, I'm still there.
Nobody picked him up.
Did they know you were
I
going
love
on an
that
adventure?
story.
Oh, they dropped me off.
I
yeah.
love that.
Yeah,
Imagine
yeah.
he's 17 years old. His parents drop him off to go hitchhiking to the Canadian border.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's 1964.
No, 75.
75. 1975. Oh, you were born in 57.
Yeah.
67. You're right.
1975.
Okay, so it's 1975. You're on the corner of Oxnard Boulevard and the 101 waiting for somebody to pick you up.
Yes.
And your parents come back at noon and you're still there.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
They drive me to Buellton.
His parents picked him up to hitchhike.
My first ride.
They take him north and then they drop you off again.
At Buellton, yeah.
Dude, they really wanted to get rid of you.
Well, they wanted to split pea soup.
Yeah.
And they took the split fee and they told you to split.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
drop you off in Buellton. You have
Yeah.
all your stuff. What do you bring with you on a trip like this?
Well, I brought a backpack that was, it was designed around backpacking, right? So I had, plenty of. I was self-contained. I had a tent. I had a sleeping bag. I had pots and pans and
Pots and
Like-
pans.
well, a little heating
Yeah.
oven or stove
So you're
and
like camp ready.
yeah, and a couple different.
Had you
layer
ever
clothes.
been out of California?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah?
as a kid with my family for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys had been traveling. You've been places. You've seen things.
Yeah. We saw the Southwest.
So you
for
were
sure.
completely comfortable with leaving your house with nothing. How much money do you think you brought?
$120.
And you were going to be gone how long?
Well, just to go to Canada, it didn't seem like it would take very long, and it didn't, because I got to Portland in 3 days.
How many rides is that?
I had a journal.
Yeah.
In my last ride coming out of Tahoe, 2.5 months later.
So you get picked up in Buellton by who?
Oh, this hippie dude
Okay, a hippie guy.
in a hippie van.
A man.
Yeah.
He pulls over and he says, "Get in." Where are you going? Is that
Big Sur.
okay? So he says, "Get in. We're going to Big Sur."
He said, "I'm going to Big Sur," and I
And
said,
he's-
"Cool, I'll go."
Okay. So what we're talking about? What kind of van here? Like just a regular
A hippie van.
a hippie van.
Yeah,
And
a
you
VW.
you sit in the front. You sit in the
Yeah. Sit in front.
So you're sitting in the front. You're going to Big Sur. At any point in this story, are you like, this is kind of weird?
No, not until that night.
Oh man. Oh man.
So,
Okay. Go.
So it
Continue.
takes forever to get there on Highway 1.
Do you have to give gas money or something?
Never did.
Okay. So you're driving
Yeah.
to Big Sur.
Big Sur.
Out of Buellton.
Yeah. And
With
if you've
some
ever
guy.
been on that road, that's like a 6-hour drive.
How old is this guy that picks you up?
Oh, he's a hippie. I don't know.
50?
No,
20?
most hippies aren't over 40. they
They never make it out.
They turn in their hippie card at 40 years old.
So let's say he's 40. Is he 40?
Maybe.
Looking back?
Yeah.
Do you remember it vividly? Like, do you remember sitting in that front seat?
I do. Wow. I do.
That is so weird to me.
Yeah.
The conversation's like, I mean, this is.
Oh, a little stoned. First of all.
Now or then?
Then. and that night was really scary because the Zodiac killer hadn't been found yet. Oh yeah,
This was
yeah.
around that time.
Bro.
Yeah,
what
well,
are you doing?
it was kind of like at the end of the Zodiac killer reign.
So this could have been the Zodiac killer, and you just get in the car and go.
And they found him up
I
north,
never
too.
thought of that, Jimmy.
But how do you not know that there's a Zodiac killer? And you're like, I know.
There's
Here's
no
a good
Google
idea.
back then.
Let's sit in the car and go with
Google it in
somebody.
77.
And your parents are just like, hey, whatever.
Yeah,
He was cool.
I think people were. It wasn't uncommon. People hitchhiked all the time. To
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Get one place. People don't do that today, right? They
Heck no.
They Uber today.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is kind of the same
It's
thing.
kind of the same thing. Getting in the car with a stranger,
It is.
and there's been some,
Yeah, there's been some issues.
poor outcomes. Yeah,
But at least there's some sort of tracking or, something. You kind of know who picked you up
yeah,
and
somebody might get caught. Yeah.
where you're at.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get to Big Sur, and why is it weird that night?
Well, because it's now he's gone, right? And I go to
Wait, he drops you off?
Yeah.
In Big Sur, he just says, get out.
Well,
you don't know where you're at.
It was a campsite, and I said, "This is a good spot." So
Where was he going?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
He was going to continue to go.
Yeah, and he did.
So he says, here's Big Sur, get out.
Yep.
That was a 3-hour drive?
Oh, it was more than that. On Highway 1 from Lompoc, Buellton, it's probably 4 or 5 hours to get to Big Sur.
Yeah, for sure it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you go up 101, and he drops you off.
Different Highway 1.
PCH. Okay.
We're right on the on the one, the
coast.
cliffs
Oh my
down.
God.
Yeah.
So you get out. You have no concept of where you are, kind of. I mean, you have an idea, but you're in Big Sur, and
It's Big Sur Campground. It's like a
you've
national
never
park
been there
or a state
before.
park. No.
So you don't really know in relation to life.
Yeah, but it's a state park, so you just go through the guard shack and
So you go through the guard shack, and then what? You're 20 years old or whatever. What do you do?
Find a camp spot.
And just pitch a tent
Yeah.
by yourself.
Yeah.
No fire or nothing.
I don't think so.
Are you regretting this at any point when you're like, when you get there and you lay down, you go, why did I do this?
Oh, never, not once. I was scared.
Dude, I feel like
But-
such a pussy sitting right here. I'm like,
Bro, I wouldn't.
Even when you're 17.
I wouldn't walk to the liquor store right now if I had to. I wouldn't walk to the
Dude,
liquor.
I don't even cross Barranca.
Yeah.
So you,
and and let me tell you this. And it's not the same thing, but Catalina, my daughter,
Yeah.
she's 19 years old. A month and a half ago, she left by herself on a plane to Sydney, Australia.
yeah. To work at Raging Waters.
To work at Raging Water. Yeah.
Because there's not one 3 miles from her house.
Here's the thing. Our winter is their summer.
That's
Whatever.
why she's there.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
There's a chance to work at the same thing 3 miles from the house. You
So-
can be back and go home for lunch.
So it's in the blood, right?
So
That's
you get
awesome.
you get to Big Sur. You spend the night in Big Sur.
Yes.
And you're freaking out, kind of.
Well, I'm scared. I mean, I had a fishing pole. I don't
Oh,
know
cool.
why.
What are you gonna do with that?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why.
What are you
From
eating this whole
Oxnard.
time?
I don't know. Chef Boyardee. I don't know. I
Did you
don't
take
remember.
food?
Yeah, it was just canned food like that.
So you hadn't eaten since Buellton split pea
Oh, I'm
soup.
sure I did. I'm sure I had something to eat there. Yeah.
Okay, so you spend the night, you wake up in the morning, and now it's like, okay, now where am I going? Or you like go walking around in Big Sur?
No. Just get on the road and wait for the next ride.
You're walking 101, hitchhiking,
Yeah.
waiting for somebody to pick you up.
Yeah.
How far do you have to walk before somebody picks you up?
Oh no! You don't walk.
You just stand there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You
With
just
a sign or
wait for
something?
the next ride.
Do you have a sign?
No.
So you're on the road and you're hitchhiking, and then
Yeah.
how long are you in Big Sur with hitching?
Not long.
Hour, 2 hours?
No, not even that. People
Okay.
just pick you up.
So they get in and they say, where are you going?
Where are you going?
What do you
I'm
say?
Going north.
North. Doesn't matter where.
Doesn't matter where.
Okay. So you get in the car with who's next?
I don't remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
God, I would remember every single.
Yeah.
I'd be freaking out the whole time.
No.
So you get in the car and you go how far?
It was probably into the city, San Francisco.
Okay. So now you're
Yeah.
in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And are you in San Francisco a couple days?
No.
You're sleeping in the street?
No. The object was to get north, and so I was there in San Francisco. Well, in the city, outside the city, San Bruno, South City, wherever 101 was at.
Okay.
Right. and then I get through the city into like Santa Rosa,
Yeah.
and then I'm like,
so they drop you off in San Francisco, and then you just keep going, getting rides little by little.
you know where it says no pedestrians allowed on the freeway.
No, I don't even have anything to do with that.
Well, every freeway there's
Says
a
no
white
pedestrian.
sign that says no pedestrians allowed.
That's where you stop.
That's where I hitchhike.
That's where your sign is.
That sign's not for him.
Yeah.
So you get in a car and you go from San Francisco to Santa Rosa, and you're just getting little rides.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Gino, that sounds like such a disaster, bro.
People are,
But what is the fun of that?
just meeting people, talking
Really?
to people. Yeah.
But you don't even remember the people.
Not now. It's 50 years later.
Well, still, the whole point of the story was to meet people, you said.
Well, it
You
was
met one hippie.
and I had a really nice journal. It was a lot of names and phone numbers.
And what happened?
Lost it. My last ride, there was a girl.
Yes.
Finally.
Finally. Getting into the good stuff. Get off, you're too heavy.
You're so heavy. Okay, so your last ride to the border?
No, it was in Lake Tahoe. And I met a family there at a campsite and hung out with that family for like a week and made friendship.
A week?
Yeah. Camping.
They're camping on vacation, and then
Yeah.
here's Gino. Hey, what's up, dude?
Well, I was like a campsite next to him. I wasn't like,
oh.
yeah. And so over a few days, I got to know the daughter.
And you're like eating their food and
I was invited to all.
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
They're like
And
this
so,
board.
they lived in like Palmdale or somewhere up
far
in the
away.
high desert.
Yeah.
So I got to ride all the way in with them.
all the way to the Canadian border?
No, all
we
the way-
didn't even get to the border yet.
Time out. Well, we fast forwarded
No,
to
we
the
got,
end.
we got to get to the border.
Okay. So I get all the way to Portland.
Okay.
It's like 3 days to get to Portland.
3 days from the day you left.
To get to Portland.
Okay, that's not too bad, I guess.
Yeah. And so I get to Portland and I'm going to go on to Seattle. And
Yeah.
I'm told, no, you can't hitchhike in the state of Washington. You'll be arrested.
What?
Hitchhiking is not allowed. Fuck. So, all right, well, I got to go to Canada. I'll get on a bus. And so there's a Greyhound bus depot in downtown Portland.
Okay.
And right next to it is a Church of Scientology.
Oh.
Have you ever been to a Church of
No,
Scientology?
never.
So,
No.
so two really hot teenagers
Nice.
invite me into the Church of Scientology.
Yeah.
They have a 200 question questionnaire.
Poor guy's trying to get to Canada. Now he's taking questionnaires. Go ahead.
Well, I had like a 4-hour wait for the bus to go
Got
to
nothing better to
to go to Victoria,
Disaster, bro.
Victoria or Vancouver, Victoria.
So
Okay.
this bus was going to take you across the border.
No, the bus is going to take me to the American side of Victoria.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And so I get there after I leave the girls in Scientology. I get there, and I had this deal with my parents. If I called collect and said it was Geno Lopez, they knew not to accept the call and that I was okay.
Got it.
So you drop a dime in, 0. This is Geno Lopez. I want to call collect to this phone number. If I said this is Gene Michael Lopez, they would accept the charges and talk to me. That was
Could you imagine, bro? They wouldn't take a collect call. They're like, you know what? Only if it's an emergency.
We had a
Yeah.
baby. It's a boy.
We don't want to hear from
Yeah.
you.
yeah.
Only if it's an emergency. Otherwise, we're not accepting your call.
So my mom answers the phone.
Because you said this G. Michael Lopez.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
She accepts
she's
the charges.
like freaking out.
Yeah. Mijo, where are you? Well, I'm in Canada. Well, I'm trying to get to Canada, but I want to let you know that I got here and it's only 4 days, so I'm going to go to New York. And my mom said, no, mijo, you can't. You can't go to New York. So, well, it's not going to take me long. It just took me 4 days to get here, so.
What? That's across the country.
Yeah.
Oh, Gino. What are you doing, bro?
So I got in the Canadian border. So I go up Royal Mounted Canadian Police, right? RCMP.
They let you in.
How much money do you have? $118.
$8.
$118. I
you
only
only
spent
spent
$2
$2?
at that point, right?
Shit, what'd you buy? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Okay. So you have 118.
Shit was cheap then, right?
Yeah.
A Coke was a dime.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
So
How much for camels?
camels? Probably a quarter.
Quarter?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay, so you get there. He says, "How much
Yeah.
do you have?" $118.
Yeah.
And
We're not talking about the animal, by the way.
You can stay for 2 weeks. That's what I was told.
for $118,
That I was told you can stay for 2 weeks.
if you pay the $118.
No.
Just bottom line.
Yeah. Welcome to Canada. You can stay here for 2 weeks.
Okay.
So, well, sure. And so I got in and I just started hitchhiking again. And I got up to,
This is after you called your mom,
this is after I called my mom.
and she said you can't go to New York, so you're just like, all right, I'm going to stay in Canada.
No. I just said, no, Mom, I'm going to New York.
Oh.
What's she going to do? Come and get me?
I'm on my way.
Come and get me?
Okay, so you're
Mijo, wait right there. I'll be there.
so you're in Canada now with $118, and you're going to stay 2 weeks, but you're actually going to New York.
Yeah.
Okay. So when do you decide to go to New York?
On the way.
Okay.
I just kept, so the Trans-Canadian Highway is like, I don't know, the Interstate 10 here.
Oh, you're
right?
going to go to New York through Canada.
Yeah.
I'm already stressed out. Okay, so you're in Canada. You're going to go to New York through Canada.
Yes.
Is there anything to see in Canada?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Isn't it all frozen?
It's beautiful. Summertime? Oh, it's beautiful.
Okay.
Even in the wintertime, it's probably more
So
beautiful.
this is summertime.
It's summertime, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's
you
middle of
decide
June.
I'm going to New York through Canada, and then what do you do? How do
Hitchhike. And go where I want to go. So I knew I wanted to go like to Banff National Park.
How do you know where all this stuff is? Like you just know?
They had encyclopedias back then.
But you have an encyclopedia. You were studying it?
No, yeah. No,
You had a
I
map?
sort of. Oh, definitely had a map. Definitely had a map.
Of the U.S.
Well, and Canada.
And Canada.
For a quarter, you can buy a map, right? And so, yeah, there was just some things that once I got to Canada, talking to people in the car, where should I go? Oh, go to the Columbia Ice Fields. You'll love it. All right. How do I get there? I'll drop you off, and you go up that road. Cool. And that
You camped there?
not in the Columbian Ice Field. That place was.
Have you ever
frozen.
told your kids this?
Oh yeah.
They know this whole story?
Oh yeah.
In detail like this or not really? I think this would be
pretty
an
much.
interesting watch now that
Pretty
they're older
much.
kids. I think
Yeah.
that they'll understand this. So
Pretty
you go
much.
through Columbia Ice Fields. You're going
Yeah.
across
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
Are you halfway across Canada at this point?
No.
He's still on the West Coast.
Yeah, I haven't left British Columbia yet.
Oh,
So there's British Columbia, Alberta.
those are different provinces.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so Alberta was cool. I got to bale hay for like
Oh, that
3
sounds
days.
so fun.
Well, if you've never baled hay, it's pretty cool.
Sounds like Bill Hish.
What a hell of a vacation, bro.
Bill, hey!
Okay, so you're baling hay in Alberta, Canada.
Yeah, so it took like 3 or 4 days to
God,
clear
Gino.
this field of alfalfa.
Are they paying you?
No, they're keeping me and feeding me. I got a place to stay and good food and yeah. So that was in Alberta. And Saskatchewan was kind of like
Bless you.
the same thing. Yeah.
Tight.
But Alberta, Calgary Stampede was in Alberta.
I know what that is.
Yeah.
That's like a rodeo party.
It's a rodeo party. That's
Okay.
like
You went to that?
Yeah.
That's you should have just gone just for that. You should have just went straight there and then came straight home
Yeah, no.
on an airplane.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the best part of the trip, right?
That was a good part of it.
Was it the best part?
Well, remember the song Maggie by Rod Stewart?
Yeah.
I stayed
Maggie
with,
May?
I stayed with Maggie. Oh, my
Oh.
wife and daughter.
Whoops. Hey, so you're going across. You go
on
to
the
Calgary. You're hitchhiking. Up until that point, how many days are we talking? 2 weeks?
A month.
No way.
Gone for a month?
With $118?
And it's still in Canada. Yeah.
Oh my God. You didn't spend the money?
I didn't have to. I mean,
Oh boy. Here we go.
a couple of places where I did some of the side work, side job stuff, I got paid. They give me $20 $50.
which is a lot.
Which is
50
a lot.
bucks is a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
If you started the whole trip with 120,
Yeah. Yeah.
you got half your money in one day.
Yeah.
Holy
I
smokes.
get all the way to Ontario, Niagara Falls, and I go into New York there.
So you made it?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know this story. I only knew that you
So-
took off. Though I think we ended when you didn't get picked up in Oxnard.
Yeah.
I would have been home already. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Going to
So
raging,
I'm-
going to Raging Waters.
So I'm checking out Niagara Falls, and I meet up with another guy, become friends, and he's got a grandfather in Poughkeepsie, New York.
yes, I know where that is.
So actually, it was Wappinger Falls, but he always said Poughkeepsie because nobody knew where Wappinger Falls was.
Okay.
So we go to Wappinger Falls, and his grandfather wants a new driveway. So for 2 weeks, we're breaking concrete with a sledgehammer. I swear to God. And it's pretty hot and humid
Oh my
in upstate New York.
So now we're a month and a half in, maybe 2 months in.
Not quite. Probably a month and a half or so.
Okay, month and a half.
Yeah.
You've made it from Oxnard
To Niagara Falls.
To Niagara Falls, Poughkeepsie.
Buffalo, New York.
You're building a driveway,
No, just
Breaking one apart.
Demoing a driveway.
demoing a driveway in the summer. Are you at any point regretting any of this?
Never. It was an adventure.
You loved it.
Oh yeah, every
Were
moment.
you ever wondering, like, because like that's half the job, getting there. Now, how do you get home? Like, how long are you in New York?
No, the 2 weeks.
2 weeks, and then you're like, all right, I'm done. I got to go home.
Then whatever highway that was, I'm with this other guy, and whatever that highway was, we get to I-80 and go across.
He's driving?
No, he's hitchhiking with me. There's two.
So now they're picking up two people.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What kind of people pick you up? Like
Good people.
Good people?
Good people.
Is it
Truck drivers who don't want to be alone. They just want to talk to somebody.
is there anything like weird that's going on in there? Like these truck drivers that are, I mean, I'm not saying anything about truck drivers. I'm talking about people that are alone on the road. Does it ever get a little weird? Like, hey, why don't we?
No. Like that? No.
Like, you know,
No.
So there was not really
once.
weirdos back
No, not once. I mean, there was weirdos, but not once was there a threat or I got to get out of this car.
really?
Never. Not once.
Wow.
Not once.
Bro, you couldn't make it to Covina without being like, get me out of this car. So you're coming back west across the
Yeah.
United States.
And I have a brother in Indianapolis. So my goal was to go there.
Okay.
And then.
Is that on the way home?
Yeah, it's on the way home.
Okay.
And then I have a sister in Denver, and my goal was to get there.
Holy smokes.
But
You have family all over the place.
Yeah, I did
everyone
then,
just
yeah.
walk
how do you
here?
know where they're at? How do you know where they're at in Indianapolis? You don't know.
You know, I think I called him, and he came and picked me up once I was close to Indianapolis.
So you get a ride from, let's say, New York or whatever,
Yeah.
to Indianapolis. Now we're talking, you've been a month and
Yeah.
3
And I'm
weeks,
getting a
2
little
months?
weary at that point.
Yeah,
So I
you're over
leave
it.
my brother, and he stuffed my pocket with money. And so
Why don't you just get an airplane home, bro? How much
was-
could have that been?
I was hitchhiking.
Yeah, but enough. We did it. It's been fun. Thank you.
So
Right?
I'm
know.
on my way through Indianapolis and I guess the tip of Illinois and into like Nebraska. And really weary, needed a place to stay. And so there was, where's the University of Nebraska? Omaha?
Nebraska.
Omaha. I think it's Omaha.
Yeah.
One of those cities.
Okay.
Des Moines, whatever. So get dropped off, and it's college town.
Nice.
There's a university. There's frat houses on this street. I walk into one, knock, knock, knock. Hey, I need a place to stay, and I'm a pledge of whatever it said up there at UCLA. Oh, come on in.
And they couldn't verify that you're not.
Oh, yeah. So there was a couple nights there with these guys.
Partying.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was before school. It was probably August now, and they were just coming in.
So
So-
you're hanging out there.
So I did that for a couple of days, and then got back on the road and into Denver, where my sister was, and spent a couple of nights with her.
Wait. You skipped an entire half of a country.
No.
Iowa to
To Iowa to Denver's close?
Colorado.
Yeah, you go through
Nebraska.
In the Midwest.
He was in Nebraska.
You go through Nebraska, and you go Iowa, and part of Wyoming.
Yeah, but that's not a quick hop,
no,
skip,
but,
and a jump.
right?
but I think through then, as I recall, there was a lot of truck drivers at that point.
So you were riding
So-
in a lot of big trucks?
Yeah, big trucks, and so there, I mean,
Are you riding in the back of the truck?
No, shotgun.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you ever driving the truck?
No.
And you're stopping where they stop, and they're like, "Hey, we're going to sleep here," so you sleep there.
No, I'm gone.
Oh, as soon as it's time to sleep, you're out.
Yeah. I probably slept in the truck, right? Fell asleep. He pulls over to a rest stop or gas station or whatever.
So every car that you get in, do you have to have the same conversation? Where are you going? Where are you from? Where you been?
No, because a lot of times they're even talking at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what's the point if they're picking somebody up to have conversation and they don't talk? Well, no, am I wrong?
It's traveling.
Yeah.
It's traveling.
Just
man.
having somebody there
Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah.
So you make it to Denver, and then what?
Well,
You go to
stay
your
with my
sister's?
sister for a little bit.
How long?
Not long. Couple
3 days?
Yeah, my sister didn't like people. No, Nellie, I'm sorry, that's not true.
3 days. You're in Denver.
Yeah, and so she had her family and her husband, So I'm there, and then still on I-80, and go right through Utah and into Northern California.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah. So I get home, right, and I tell my mom, I want to travel through Europe, and she says, no, you can't. You've been accepted to University of North Carolina. And so now I got to go back across the country.
Don't! You forgot your phone charger in New York.
and now I'm flying. Now I'm
Good.
flying.
Thank God.
University of North Carolina, A&T State. It's a predominant black school. Historical black college.
University of North Carolina, regular UNC.
No.
Michael Jordan UNC?
No.
Oh,
University of North Carolina,
yeah.
A&T State. It's a historical black college
That's where you were accepted
in Greensboro.
as a Caucasian.
Yeah. So I'm like, I got my hair down here.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's not a black thing.
No.
So you show
but,
up there.
But you know what? I was really welcome because I was an oddity. I mean, I looked more Hawaiian than I looked Mexican.
Okay.
Right. And so
So you leave
So
Oxnard again, and you go to North Carolina.
I show up in shorts and flip flops and coming out of California.
Did you know what you were getting into?
No.
Mom didn't tell you?
No. Mom didn't know.
Oh yeah. I don't.
Alls I knew was that I went to the Port Hueneme, and it was through it was a grant through the U.S. Navy, and so the deal was you go to school and you got to work civil service for 2 years. That's your commitment. So we'll put you through school.
No other school accepted you?
No. Well, no. No. As a matter of fact, I still have a welcome card from APU. I came here to APU to walk the campus, and I
Didn't get accepted.
no.
Still
I went
looks
to
the same, by the way.
and I went to Pepperdine, walked the campus, and at the time it was Cal Lutheran, and I didn't get accepted to any of those schools.
What about Pasadena City College? Or,
Well, it was Ventura College or Oxnard College.
yeah, what about one of those? Is that not okay?
Well, it was, but I got accepted to a university, so go.
I dig it. That's rad.
Yeah, I'd love
But-
to dig it too.
But it didn't work.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
What happened? How long were you there?
I was there 3 semesters. That was like the fall of '75, and then the fall of '76. I was coming back home.
Okay.
You hated it?
I did.
Yeah. Did you live on campus?
I did.
Just too much. It was too much.
Yeah. It's 1975, and racism is alive.
Yeah.
I mean, Market Street in Greensboro, North Carolina, was the lineal line. It was like the railroad tracks.
Okay. So you couldn't go. You couldn't go on the other side.
Well, I could, but
They could.
my black schoolmates couldn't. Literally Could not.
Could not. Wow. So there was all kind of like marches and rallies and protests. And
No, not necessarily.
they just understood.
Yeah, it was. The South hadn't changed
Yeah.
in 1975.
It's not that long ago, man.
No, prejudice was alive. Racism was alive.
So you're there and you're like, this is just too much for me. I got to get back.
I was
to
homesick.
You
Yeah,
got to get home to California.
I did, and so I came back.
So that was it. You come, and how do you get back? Fly back?
No, Piedmont Airlines. Thank you.
Well, I don't know. You
Yeah.
just told me you hitchhiked.
Hitchhike, yeah. No,
so you're back. You're back to college.
Yeah.
You're back from college.
Yeah.
And you go to college here when you get back, or
No, actually, a friend of mine,
here we go. Want to go to New Jersey?
her dad, and I was friends with the family throughout high school.
Yeah.
And so her dad was a general manager at aerospace plant there in Oxnard, ABEX.
Okay.
And he knew I came back, and now it's 1977. Is it 77? Yeah, 1977. And he says, "You want a job?" I said, "Sure." So I went to got a job in the machine shop. And-
In Oxnard.
In Oxnard. And I was there, 4 or 5 years. Then I got another job in a machine shop at Vetco, which is the Ventura Tool Company. And they produced equipment for offshore drilling rigs. I mean, huge. We had blowout preventer stacks. That's what they called. As big as this room. I had a milling machine that could handle 14 tons of steel. Boom. And we would mill on it, right?
So this is, you said 77.
Well, I started in 77. Now it's like 1983.
Oh, okay.
And
So now you're a little older, 27 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
And
go
now,
on to another shop.
okay, so you're staying in the machine shop industry type environment.
Manufacturing.
And life is
Yeah.
going
I'm
on.
married.
You're married. You have kids.
2 kids.
Okay.
Yep.
So life is progressing, and you're still in Oxnard.
Still in Oxnard.
Okay. Get me to the point where Oxnard is no longer a thing. Like where?
Oh.
When do you move out of Oxnard?
Yeah. So manufacturing's leaving California.
Okay.
Right. Aerospace left. Offshore drilling, there's moratorium.
Sure.
So that left. I went to work for a company called Techmedica, and we built custom implant systems for orthopedic surgeons. We built custom knees.
Nice.
We built custom hips.
Okay.
And that company left to Austin, Texas. So now it's 1989, 1990. I decided to go into, I go back to the University of California, Northridge.
Okay.
So I re-enrolled in school, right? And I'm taking some business.
At 30 years old.
Yeah, taking some business classes there. And I get into inventory control. And so I went to work for a warehouse, and this company folds. And now it's 1991, and I don't have a job. But some of the people that were selling us material said, "Hey, you should try sales." So, okay, so I tried sales. Get some really shitty sales jobs. I mean, really bad. And then one guy who interviewed me, and I worked for him for about 6 months, calls me up and says, "Hey, there's a company in Oxnard looking for a salesman. You should go apply." Okay, send my resume.
Now you're still in Oxnard.
Still in Oxnard. It's D'Angelo and Sons, industrial and automotive paint. Interview with the manager at the store, interview with the sales manager, and they say, "Oh, you should talk with one of the owners." So one of the owners, Bob D'Angelo, invites me to lunch. We go through lunch, and after interviewing me, he says, "Gene, you don't know a lot about the body shop business." And I said, "You're right, I don't." "Well, what can you tell me?" "My brother-in-law owns Harbor Auto Body." He says, "Your sister is Margaret?" I said, "Yeah." "How did you know?" He said, "You got the job." Bob Lord and I have been doing business together for 20 years.
Wow.
So networking, right? It's not what you know,
Who you know.
but who you know. And it just happened to be just fate. And so the job wasn't in Oxnard. The job was in Glendale. So that's when I left Oxnard.
So you pack up everybody, you move down south.
No, I was divorced at that point. So I packed up myself and moved to Los Feliz.
No way.
Yeah.
And this is 1993,
92.
92. And you start
92.
working for this company.
Yeah.
Things are going well.
Yeah. Ever
And then-
since.
Same company.
Well,
No.
I haven't left the collision industry.
Right.
Right.
But you
So
had to leave that
I
company.
worked in the I worked in paint distribution for 7 years. My best customer hired me on Seidner
Yeah.
Collision Center,
Okay.
Seidner's here in town, and I worked for them for 10 years. Then another company asked me to. I was a instructor for a company called ICAR. It's the Inter-Industry Conference on Auto Collision Repair.
Okay.
So I was training refinish. I was training non-structural and structural learning for body shops.
Okay.
And I was doing that part-time while working for Steve and his brothers, Seidner. And at one point they said, hey, why don't you come on as field operations manager for ICAR? And Steve learned about it before I did. They had to go ask if they could interview me. And so I go into Steve's office at one point and say, hey, we got to talk. And he says, Gino, are you going to take that job with ICAR or not? And I said, how do you know? He said, well, they came to me a couple weeks ago. So I took the job. And now I'm a national sales manager for ICAR. And I'm traveling the country.
And you're remarried at this
I'm remarried at that point, yeah.
And
yeah.
the kids are born yet? No.
Yeah. So Christian and I married in 2003, which is a great story. And then in 2009, so 6 years later, I went to work for ICAR.
2009.
Yeah.
But you're not with iCar now.
No.
So you left iCar and went back.
Yes. Steve asked me back. Steve Seidner, after 7 years, he said, come on back. And
Okay.
so I did.
And you're with Seidner now.
Yeah, it's like 9 years now.
Bro, we went through his whole life right now.
A whole life.
There's so much more.
Dude,
There's so much more.
my whole life would take 6 minutes.
No.
It would. That's incredible.
I didn't tell you how I met Christian.
Tell me how you met your wife.
So
She's a wonderful
Hey,
lady. by the
Nate,
way.
can
Thank
you
you.
make us one? Here, I'll pour this
Let
in.
me-
So
I'll make
Put this down.
With
I'm a
that-
single
with that
man.
cream.
I'm a single man still.
Yeah.
Living in Sierra Madre,
Yeah.
and it's like 1999.
Okay.
I'm belonging to a gym. I'm 40-ish, and
You're dialed.
late
You're living
30s.
the dream.
Living the dream.
Yeah.
So every morning, 5:30 in the morning, I go to the little local gym. And then I noticed every morning at 5:30, a bunch of people would gather, and then they would go away. And then an hour later, they would come back.
In the gym?
No, out on the sidewalk, out in the corner of Sierra Madre, Baldwin and Sierra Madre
Okay.
or whatever. So one day I asked, what are they doing? Oh, we're going on a walk. You want to join us?
Oh.
It's like all women.
Oh, nice.
A couple husbands, but mostly all women. So I said,
Yeah.
I didn't know they were all married, but sure, why not? So
I walked across the United States. I can walk a little bit more. Like Forrest Gump.
So for like a couple of years, I'd either go to the gym or go on the walk, and it was a really good walk. I mean, hour-long walk.
Hiking. Like
It-
type
yeah, well, in
the street.
Sierra Madre, I mean, there's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of steep hills,
Yeah.
right? So steep street. So I did that, and I was invited. One of my sisters had walked in the Avon 3-day. That's walking from Santa Barbara to Malibu in over 3 days.
You guys are obsessed with walking. Though.
So-
What's going on?
So that was 1999, and I'm there to welcome my sister in at Zuma Beach, Malibu.
Yeah.
And while I'm there, I see people from Sierra Madre, some of the walkers.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, what are you doing here? Oh, some of the walkers were in
Yeah.
the Avon 3-day. Cool. So the following year, I do the Avon 3-day, 2000. And it's supporting breast cancer. And so, I forget what we have to raise, a couple $1,000, and you can walk.
Is it 3 days nonstop? Or
3 days.
You stop and.
Yeah, so you walk from Santa Barbara to Ventura, and you camp out
Oh.
in a tent.
Oh, you have a backpack? Or they have the tent?
No,
for you?
they bring the tents to you and your gear,
Oh, okay.
right? So when you walk into the campground in Ventura,
Yeah.
and you're number 106, you go to a chart and says, "Oh, your tent is here."
Got it.
And you get to your tent, and all your stuff is in the tent.
Nice.
Yeah. And so
This is a pay to walk. You have to pay to walk.
like $2,500. I mean, that's what you raise, right? And I think there is an entry fee on top of that as well.
That's funny that you mentioned that, because after this, I'm going to have one of those, and it's going to cost you $5,000. We're going to walk to the liquor store. You get me a case of beer and walk back, and it's only going to be. Actually, I'll do it for $2,700 each.
So I do that in 2000, and then I do
walkathon.
that in 2001. I do it twice.
Oh God, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of you walking, bro.
So
I'm gonna leave
so
the
now
show
it's-
with a six-pack.
So
dude.
now fast forward is 2002, and when we'd walk in back, right, at 6:30 in the morning, and we'd go into a coffee shop called Beantown in Sierra Madre.
Okay.
And so really for about a year, I see Kristen walk in as I'm walking out.
Okay.
She gets there at 7, and I'm walking out to go shower and go to work.
So she's not one of the walkers.
No.
She's never been a walker.
No. Well, she was running a marathon. That's part of the story.
Oh, okay.
So, and so it's probably late 2001,
Yeah.
and
You're at Beantown.
I'm at Beantown, and I see her, and so I finally decided to go.
And you don't take
introduce
any offense to Beantown because you're Caucasian, right?
I was a beaner still. The fuck.
Go ahead. Sorry, I
So-
had to put that in there.
So, Kristen's in there one day, and she lives her life centered on Christ.
Okay.
And so she was in her morning devotion, reading her Bible, and I walked up and introduced myself. And we talked for just a little bit, and then nothing really happened out of that. And she was training for the Honolulu Marathon.
Oh,
So one
running.
morning, instead of going to Duarte,
yeah.
I had to go into a Rosemeat store.
Okay.
And I pull up to the one stop sign in Sierra Madre. Out of the corner of my eye, I see somebody wanting to cross the street. And I'm looking in the file, and I just say, go by. And I didn't know it was Kristen. And next thing I know, Kristen's at my window, tap, tap, tap. I'm like, no. And then I said, no, I was waving you by. I didn't want to talk to you, but I didn't. It was Kristen. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I rolled down the window. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, how are you? I didn't realize I was calling you over.
Yeah. I was just letting you go.
Yeah." And she's like pissed and just keeps going, right?
Rich, you know, really knows how to romance the ladies.
Yeah,
I wasn't talking to you. Go.
So salesman 101. That was a missed opportunity.
Red flag.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
So there is. So we go on. She runs the marathon in December. I see her when she gets back, get a big hug, don't see her again until voting day, the first Tuesday in March, right? I can't remember her name.
Oh,
Yeah.
bad.
It happens.
Yeah. So I said, "Hey, can I give you a call?" "Sure. What's your number?" 355-5581. Okay. I run home, right? And she still got to go vote. So I run home. I dial it, hoping to get her name.
Yeah.
"Hi, you've reached 355-5581. Leave me in." Like, you don't leave your name? Who doesn't leave their name? So that's March.
Okay.
I ask her out, and she's not sure. So we leave it at that, hang up. Next morning, I see her in Beantown. She says, "Hey, you know what? I talked to a friend. She said you should always give a guy at least one chance. Why don't we go out?" Okay, cool. So we go out. Right there at Village Pizza in Sierra Madre, right next to Beantown, the next night.
Pulling out the big bucks. Pizza time.
Well, it could have been Paco's Tacos, but that's a different story. So
I know that story. Go ahead.
So
You go to the pizza place.
go to the pizza place.
See how he's zoned out
Everything's-
right there? He went
everything's
back to
cool.
Paco's right there.
I don't know her name.
You still not know her
I
name?
canknow remember her name.
You just call her Mrs. Lopez.
No,
Hey, honey.
So you know my line. "What's up, baby?"
Yeah, that's you.
Because I don't remember the people's name.
What's up, baby? Everything's baby. So you baby her.
And then we talked on the phone a couple times, And it isn't until Wisteria Days. The Wisteria Days is a festival in Sierra Madre.
Yes.
It's a 3-day festival.
Yeah, I heard of that.
So it's Sunday on Wisteria Days, and the farmer's market is kind of winding down. And I'm walking up Baldwin, and she's coming down Baldwin, and we meet each other, and we start talking. And I'm going this way. Okay, let's go. And we get to the top of the little fair thing there.
Yeah.
And friends of mine from the gym, Frank and Linda, Gene, how are you? Who's your friend?
Oh, no.
Baby.
Who's that?
Did you baby it?
No.
What did you say?
I looked at her and said, I can't remember your
Oh my God, Gino! What a disaster, bro! You went the whole time and said you don't. What? Don't you can't be any smoother and be like, introduce yourself, or I don't know. How do you get out of that situation?
I was honest. I couldn't remember her name.
Oh my God, bro!
Yeah.
The fact that she still lives in your house is
Yeah.
So what happened? What did she say to that?
Still calls her baby.
No, she introduced herself, and we got together and continued walking.
She had nothing to say about the fact that you had no idea what her name was.
No, not then.
I mean, we're talking multiple dates.
Never, ever.
How do you not get through multiple dates without knowing the lady's name, bro?
It worked. Married 22 years now.
But like at some point you gotta like, what? How many dates did you go on?
Just a couple.
A couple doesn't know the lady's name, bro. How does that what?
Dude, back in the old days, they would just go knock on the door and say, come on, we're getting married. No interview, no nothing.
Bro, how does what? So a few dates, you don't know her name,
All right.
and then you said I don't remember your
She'll
name.
testify to that.
Oh my God, Gino.
Yeah, it worked.
Either that goes one of two ways. Either this guy's a a-hole, I'm out of here, or maybe he's like Pimp Daddy, like I'm not important enough. I need to get him to remember my name.
No, I mean, I did forget her name after that, but
Well, of course, though. I mean, what do you want to do? Hold a flashcard every time you talk to her?
Yeah, she wore a name tag.
Oh, hello, my name is.
My name is
Wow.
Lopez.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
That's
I
great,
don't
Dad.
remember your name.
Yeah.
What a dog. So,
I
okay.
was honest. You know.
Yeah, bro, but like you probably could have said it after the first. Listen, it's been 3 months. Can you please remind
never
me your
forgot
name?
It wasn't
woman's name
3 months.
before?
It was like 6 weeks.
Not somebody that I have gone on dates with.
Why?
What do you mean? Why? What do you?
You haven't lived, that's why.
Apparently, I haven't. All right, so now you
He's
remember
never
her
been
name.
to Canada.
Yeah. So you remember her name now, and you guys continue to go out, obviously.
Yeah.
And then, how long after till you get married?
So that was 2002, right? Spring of 2002. And she introduced me to friends at Lake Avenue Church.
Okay.
And there was a group called Network.
Yeah.
And it was a Bible study group. We met every Sunday morning. And then we'd go into the sanctuary and go to church. And then just hang out as friends. And on a couple occasions, we went on backpacking trips up in the
More walking, bro. Jesus.
Eastern,
Take a break, bro.
Eastern Sierras. And
Oh.
we probably went on like 4 backpacking trips.
Oh my God.
You know?
You must have the world's strongest legs, dude.
And that was through 22. And I was also mountain biking at the time. And I entered with some other friends, 24,
Fitness, like Arnold.
24 hours of adrenaline.
Sounds like 24 hours of
So-
exhaustion.
So up in, what is that city up there above
Big Sur.
above Palm Springs?
Joshua Tree?
Not Ypsilanti, but anyway,
I don't know.
It's there. And so that was Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
And when I was leaving, getting ready to leave Friday morning, Christian came by and she broke up. She broke up with me.
Really?
Yeah. Labor Day weekend. Oh. Yeah. Gave me the whole damn weekend to think about it.
What was the excuse? You're not pulling the trigger fast?
Yeah,
She
you
wanted
didn't
to be
remember
a
my
caller.
name. I don't know.
So wait, hold
So-
on. She's fairly younger than you.
10 years, 9 years.
Okay, so you're 40 at this. No, you're 50 at this.
No. I'm like 44.
Okay, so she's 33 or something like that.
35.
So
Four,
she's wanting to get this roller coaster going, and you're dragging your feet, probably.
No, we've only been dating for a year.
So what's the issue? Why?
She just wasn't sure. She wasn't sure about the relationship.
Okay.
So that's September, Labor Day weekend.
Yes. You still go on your trip.
I go on the trip.
You accept it, and you just say, "All right, fine, we're breaking up."
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't put up a fight or.
No. So I take off. Now her birthday.
I gotta go on my walk.
Her birthday is October 5th. Mine's October 7th.
Okay.
Now it's been a month, and it's a Saturday morning before our birthdays. I remember this well.
You remember dates?
I do.
He does.
What are you getting at, dude?
Do you remember? Do you remember what day you dropped your water bottle?
May 31st.
Wow. See, he's got these weird things that he remembers. Okay, go ahead. Now it's in October.
So it's going into October, and it's a Saturday morning, and I'm going to go into Beantown, get something to drink, right? And so I walk into Beantown.
Haven't talked to her.
Haven't talked to her.
It's over.
It's
Relation-
over.
No messages.
I've seen her because I think her here. I keep going to church.
Oh,
I keep going to 930 Network. I'm not talking to her, but she knows I'm in the room.
okay.
And she knows I'm in the sanctuary at church.
Okay.
I'm just keeping my presence.
Are you going there for that purpose?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So
But instead of saying something like, "Hey, listen,
yeah.
I value this relationship.
Yeah.
I'd like to continue." You don't say that. You just snowball it and just show up places.
Yeah.
Like a real man.
Church. It's church.
Church, man.
But why not just cut through the bullshit and be like, "Hey, listen, I don't know why you broke up with me. I don't want to break up. Why go through the whole BS? Why not just say it?
Because she wanted to break up.
So say I don't want to break up. Why did you break up with me? Can I fix something?"
I might have said that. I don't recall.
Okay, go ahead. You're at church.
No, she's seeing me at church. So it's a Saturday morning, and I walk into Beantown, and as I walk in, I see her friend and her friend's boyfriend, and Kristen's back is to me.
Okay.
And I walk in, and I'm like, crap, I don't want to go in. And so I start to close the door, and her friend's like, "Hey, Gene!" I'm like, fuck. So now I got to go in, right? So I go in, I say hello, I order my drink, and her name is escaping me.
Your wife?
No. her friend.
Don't worry about the friend. The friend.
Her friend. So she's yakking away at me, and Kristen's there, and I'm there, and it's real, kind of
Awkward.
awkward. Thank
Yeah.
you. But so I say goodbye,
Yeah.
and Kristen's in this tank top, so she's got a bare shoulder.
Yeah.
And I touch her on the shoulder,
Yeah.
and I'll see you later. And I walk out. A week later, we're back together again.
Well, just magically? Who calls who?
I call her.
You call her.
Collect.
This is Geno Lopez.
Answer the phone.
So I call her up. And now it's her birthday, right? It's our birthday.
That was great.
Go celebrate.
Good job, bro.
I bring a birthday present to her. And
What do you bring?
a pair of pajamas.
Wait, hold on. We're sitting around the other day after the golf tournament. My wife's birthday was 2 days ago,
It's okay.
and I asked Gino, what should I get my wife for her birthday? What'd you tell me?
An iron.
You know what I ended up buying
Like
her?
a true
What?
gentleman.
A Chevy Suburban.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different than an iron.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you call her and you say, listen, I made a mistake. I don't want to break up. I don't know why we broke up. Is there something I can change? Is that kind of how the conversation goes?
No, not at all.
Oh,
It was more like, I just want to be in a relationship with you. And her part was, okay, I agree. And afterwards, it was like, so
keep going.
what was that? What was that like? And she said, well, being broken up. And she said, well, actually, I talked to my dad, and my dad asked me, what would the rest of your life be like without him?
Oh.
And that changed her mind.
So Dad was on your side.
Oh, yeah.
He liked you.
Oh, yeah. Papa Bud, he liked me.
So you were an established gentleman, and he was on. He,
Yeah.
he knew that you could take
What's
care
there
of his
not to
daughter.
like?
No, hey, listen,
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything. I like the fact that he never really said anything more than I want to be in a relationship. Like, not like, hey, what happened? Or like, you
Yeah.
still don't know what happened.
No.
No idea. You have no idea why she broke up with you.
No. Well, no. And
She didn't give you a reason, Gino?
No, and I mean, what's the value of digging into that? Because what would she say?
The answer.
Well, you're a jackass.
Well, then you know.
You're a jerk.
Or I don't like the way you do this, or I don't like this, or can you do this, or I don't like the way you do this to me, or you treat me like that. There's a million answers, bro.
There is, but
You don't care.
are you going to change any of those things
Maybe.
for her? No.
Maybe. Why not?
No, you don't.
If you want to be in a relationship with her and she says, listen, I don't like the way you chew your food, then you go, okay, well, then I'll try to chew differently. Of course, there's remedies.
You know what,
or I don't like the way that you didn't remember my name, or I don't like the way that you do this. Like, there's
Kristen, forgive me. I don't like the way Kristen chews her food.
oh my God.
She ain't gonna watch it. Go for it, man. Go for it. What else?
Kristen, at least he remembered your name this time. So now you're actually winning. He calls her Mrs. Lopez. Wow.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah,
He
so
knows.
so
So immediately after you say, I want to be in a relationship, the dad verifies, he vouches for you. How long until you guys get married?
9 months.
You proposed and you said, we're getting married right away. Where do you get
Yeah.
married?
Oh,
Oh,
on a yacht, Newport
oh,
Beach
that's
Harbor.
right. You've told me this.
Yeah,
You
Thursday
told me
night.
that. Thursday night because it's cheaper.
For those of you who haven't been married yet,
Here we go.
do it on a Thursday night. I swear to God.
It's actually not a bad idea. You know
No,
why?
because how many DJs are working on a Thursday night? How many caterers are working on a Thursday, or photographers on a Thursday night?
Nobody.
How about the yacht? Where is the yacht at on a Thursday night? It's in the slip. It's not moving. It's
ready.
It's not sailing.
gonna
Am
keep
I
that in
kidding?
mind.
No. So they go Thursday night and then you don't go to work on Friday and then you have a long weekend.
You give all your friends a long weekend. Invite them to breakfast Friday morning, because
Yeah.
we did,
Yeah.
right?
I like that actually.
Yeah.
You make it a full weekend thing.
Yeah, for those out of town, they've got a full weekend.
We got married on a Saturday, like, most people, but I rented this massive estate in Temecula, like 12 bedrooms or something like
Yeah.
that. And I had everybody stay there. But we started on Thursday night also, but the wedding was until Saturday. So by Saturday, we were like exhausted.
I've had enough. Yeah.
But it was, I see that.
Honeymoon's over.
We did look at yachts in the Balboa, whatever. I wasn't a huge fan because they had to be in by 10 o'clock. And I was like, I want to go later.
On a Thursday night, that doesn't matter, right?
I guess not.
6 to 10, everyone's done.
And then you go back.
I want to get married on a yacht
You should
or an
try.
Airbnb.
Yeah, and then we got on this gondola,
Yeah,
right?
it's
This
fun.
gondola takes us, singing. Really, it was a really great romantic thing.
Yeah.
This guy's doing this gondola thing. And
Yeah.
this guy's singing to us. Takes us over to the Dory Inn.
Yeah.
It's near the pier.
I know
there.
where it is.
And what's that steakhouse there?
Clear Stein something.
Ocean
I know.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's where we stayed for our first night.
And then everybody goes back to breakfast the next
Yeah,
day.
yeah, to her mom's house, breakfast, big crowd.
Oh, you had breakfast at the mom's house.
Yeah.
Where's this?
Laguna Niguel,
Okay, so it's
just up the road,
not too far.
15 minutes up the road.
Okay.
And then we have breakfast, and then we get on the plane and go to Hawaii for a week.
for your honeymoon.
Yeah.
Oh, you did it properly. Then you come back, and then you have kids.
Come back. We had a couple of miscarriages.
Okay.
Yeah, sad. And then Catalina was born. So Catalina, and everyone expects Catalina to be named after the
Island.
local island. But Catalina is actually named after my mom.
Nice.
My mom was born in Clifton, Arizona in 1919,
Wow.
and the Catalina Mountains.
Okay.
So her namesake was after the Catalina Mountains.
Got it. Wow.
And then she came, her family came to Santa Paula. My mom, in her senior album,
Yeah.
or
Yearbook. Or whatever.
Yearbook.
Yeah.
She never missed a day of school.
Is that
From
right?
Kindergarten
No way.
to
they- you
senior
know,
in high school.
Perfect
Ooh,
attendance.
scholarships for that, man.
Yeah.
Perfect attendance.
Never missed a day of
Pretty
school.
cool.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
impressive. Back then, with all the diseases
Yeah,
and all the
yeah,
stuff that's going
yeah,
on,
yeah.
she was able to get it. All right, so let's fast forward a little bit. Now you have kids, you're this and the other. Now, as you know, this is a golf world that listens, and I mean, this is super
That was a
interesting.
long story.
No, it was a great story, dude. Like I went on a full ride. I didn't know all this stuff, and I'm glad I know it now. But we need to tie it back into golf a little bit because that's how this whole thing started. So,
boring.
at what point in this story does golf become a hobby for you?
Actually, it began in 1977. First time I swung a golf club.
Okay, in Poughkeepsie.
No, I was in Oxnard, Ventura, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oxnard doesn't have, well, the CB base has a 9-hole.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no golf courses in Oxnard.
So you start playing in '77, just messing around, hitting balls.
Yeah. And so fast forward. So I have a friend who's passed away, Ryan Cathy, and we're golfing one day.
Which is the reason that you're in Tropicana.
Yeah. And so I say to Ryan one day, I want to establish my handicap. I had a handicap years ago. I want to establish my handicap. I'm going to join the Southern California Golf Association. He goes, why do that? You could join Tropicana Golf.
Yeah.
It's only $10 a month. And I'm thinking, well,
Don't say that out loud because it's not $10 a month anymore.
that's what he said.
Well, he's an original.
He's an OG.
So I say, well, shit, that's $120. I can get my card for $50.
Yeah.
He goes, no, you really got to check this out. They have tournaments, and you can go away on
Trips.
and you can win money, and then okay, I'll sign up. So I did.
Yeah.
This must have been mid 22. Is that possible?
Earlier.
Okay, maybe earlier.
Were you playing back nine at San Dimas with us?
Yes.
So that's 2021.
Yeah.
Before Manolo?
Oh yeah, before Manolo.
So way early
Yeah.
2021.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and Kathy never shows up.
Yeah, never.
I joined the club and he's never here. So I joined the club and I was all in. It was a good thing. I mean, it was fun, and I'm a terrible player, but I love golf.
Yeah. You're not a terrible player. You're better than most.
So well,
There's people that are not very good. There's some little things about your game that make you frustrated for sure, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
say you're a tailboat.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how to putt, and your short game is okay, and you understand the premise of hitting the ball. And, sometimes it doesn't go your way, but for the most part, you know what you're supposed to be doing and how to do it, but you enjoy it for sure.
I enjoy it like no other.
And I think that, just so you know, I think that people that play with you really enjoy actually playing with you, because there's an element of, I mean, you're older than us, right? You're older than us, but you are with us, meaning like you're right there mentally with us, which is rare. You don't find somebody who is, significantly older, like
25 years older.
Yeah, you're how old now?
67.
Okay, so you're 40 years older than some guys.
Yeah.
And you're hanging with us.
Yeah.
And that's very impressive, because we see, just so you know, we see the road, and we see like, okay, this is what we want to be Gino when we get older. Like,
good.
We don't want to be the stuffy old dude, and Gino's right there.
He's a great example.
Yeah, and it's cool. Like, I can see the path of myself and going, and I don't think I'm going to play with old dudes. Like, I don't think I ever want to play with old dudes, even when I'm old. I would much rather play with our group as a 70, 65, 75, 80 year. I would love that.
Yeah.
I don't want to play with old guys.
And
I don't think you want to play with old guys.
No, I don't. And it's kind of fun, walking up number 18 at Villa Verde.
Yeah.
and be able to walk faster than
Yeah, he's a stud, man.
A 25-year-old is pretty fucking.
He's a
busy.
stud, dude. He keeps right up with us. He
I
carries his
believe
bag. He's up the hill. I know 1,000% I will not be able to do that.
You can carry that golf bag
he
to
will.
Canada.
Bro, I'm 20 something years away from it, and I'm struggling already. And here's a question for you, Gino, because I want to know, how old do you feel?
Ooh. I not 67. I think like a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
35-year-old.
See, and that's kind of how I was up until 3 years ago. I felt
Good job,
20
Miss Lopez.
I felt 21. I felt
Good job.
21. And then all of a sudden, right after 40, I feel 40.
Yeah.
So I
Weird
skipped.
things happen.
There's a couple things that go on. Like I watch someone jogging down the street, and I'll watch him and I'll like, wow, he's got a pretty good cadence. I think I could carry that cadence. Just by watching him for 100 feet and counting his steps.
Yeah.
I do that kind of shit.
Well, I mean, you're
you're
definitely in condition to hang with us, but I feel like right at 40, I don't know. Like I'm tired. I get tired. I was never tired.
Dude, you wake up at 2 a.m.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I have some pains, like my back is not great. I have sciatica, things that I wouldn't even dream of. I don't even know what that stuff is. I would stay up till 5 a.m. and wake up at 8 and be perfectly fine, and play 4 rounds of golf in one day and be perfectly fine. Now I'm exhausted, and I'll sit on the couch. I never sat on a couch in my life. I'll sit on the couch and just kind of like. Yeah. And I feel now my age, and it scares me because I don't want to, like you said, you feel 40. I don't want to feel 67 or 70 at 70.
Yeah, but there's some things going on at 67 that I have to overcome. Like, so I played Saturday. I walked 9 holes at Azusa.
Okay.
And then Sunday, I rode in a cart. For
the tournament.
For the tournament, 18 holes. And Sunday night, I woke up with cramps, like in my legs.
Okay.
Like really painful. And so that kind of stuff happens, and it just does.
But you're also not doing these things and treating your body like an athlete. You're smoking cigars and having some beverages, and you're not hydrating and electrolytes and stretching. And you're just kind of doing it.
Yeah.
And then seeing what the result is. So it's not like you're like babying yourself. You're enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
But maybe if you did stretch, and maybe if you did drink a bunch of water and Gatorades and electrolytes and all this other stuff.
This classic car isn't just parked. This classic car is being driven. So
I understand
it's gotta, it's constantly warm and moving.
Yeah, but
Won't you settle?
I do take some supplements, some fish oil, some B12,
Menudo on Sundays.
Magnesium.
Metamucil.
Yeah, I'm eating about 12 vitamins a day. 3,
Oh, really?
Well, 3. Yeah. Well, so like fish oil, magnesium, and B12. I take 2 tablets in the morning, 2 tablets at night.
Here's a good question that I think a lot of people will benefit from. You're now 67 years old and it's 2025. You flash back tonight to 1978 and you see yourself there as a young man. What do you tell yourself?
I want to be friends with my son when he's 20 years old. That's exactly what I told myself. I'll never forget that.
I'm a little confused.
Well,
If you were to go back tonight and tell yourself
yeah,
something,
yeah.
what are you telling
Well,
yourself?
that's what I told myself. That's what I told. So your question. I didn't answer your question.
What?
So if I go back,
You go back tonight. Boom.
If
You're
I go back
transported, you
40
see yourself,
40
1978.
47
and you
years
you
from
can say
now.
one sentence to yourself in 1978. What do you say to yourself?
oh, you know what? I want to be a better golfer. I
Really?
swear to God.
That's what you tell yourself?
Oh yeah,
Go practice golf.
yeah.
Wow. I like that. No, like future advice of like, hey, do this with your practice golf.
I want to be a better golfer. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, forget that, son.
Yeah.
You don't need him.
Yeah, no, but I mean, the wisdom, is there. I have that, and there's a lot of things that I could say. Certainly, there wasn't a 401k in 1978,
Yeah.
right? And so, I would say to any 21-year-old today, if your company offers a retirement fund,
Invest in it.
and they contribute to it besides your money, they're
Invest in
contributing to it. Put in a little bit of money.
I also feel like that's a good answer, but I also feel that you don't live your life like that. And I don't know you in detail to your dollar amounts of what you
Yeah.
make and how you spend it, but
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time with you. And I think you live your life to enjoy it. And I don't think you're saying, okay, well, I have to, I budget this and we only have $8 to spend. It's kind of like, hey, let's have a good time, baby.
Yeah, because I have women talk about this all the time. A love language, and my language is giving. I
Love giving.
love to give,
And you love shopping for your wife.
Oh, I do. 80% of her wardrobe is probably
He
purchased.
picks
by
out
me.
his, but here's how I know. No.
Come on.
Here's how I know that you're not like stingy on your dollar. This guy lives in a zoo. What kind of animals do you have?
Well, we have Murdoch and Kahlua. There's two dogs.
Two dogs.
Two dogs.
Okay. Then what do you have?
Barnum and Bailey.
Barnum and
They're a
Bailey.
couple of tortoises.
Two tortoises.
Leopard tortoises.
Leopard tortoises.
Are
Then
those
what?
dry? Those are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two dogs. Two turtles.
Tortoises.
Tortoises.
Yeah. Rosie the cat.
Rosie the cat.
7 chickens.
7 chickens.
7 chickens?
Yeah.
Anything else?
A rabbit. A
rabbit.
canary.
There you go. Listen to this.
Some fish.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
You'll never go hungry, son.
That's $1,500 to $1,800 a month in food.
No. I just threw. So I only ate half of my Jersey Mike tuna sandwich. So the other half, I throw over the fence to the chickens. The chickens will eat anything. Chickens will
Eat
eat.
chicken.
They will eat chicken
Yeah?
to the bone.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How much do you spend on pet food?
Yeah. So Murdoch and Kahlua, they get that freaking farm fresh food in the mail.
A couple $100.
Those are the dogs.
Yeah. It's
More?
Yeah.
$1,000?
No, it's about
$800.
$350 a month.
$350 a month, and another $350 for everything else.
Probably.
$700 a month.
Could be. Maybe a little less. I mean, chicken scratch.
$700 is $700 a month.
Yeah, but it's probably less. It's probably more like 5. Yeah.
$500 for
I mean,
pets.
the
Jimmy,
tortoise.
you don't have a pet.
I have
tor-
4 kids.
The tortoises eat dandelions, so you go pick dandelions in the neighborhood, and we give them some. We go to the 99-cent store and give them some.
And that's all the pets you have? Don't you have other pets that stay at your house also? Don't you like rescue pets?
No.
Well, Gino is definitely a giver, and he lets people stay at his house. I know that. He's had some people.
Yeah,
Is she still there?
No.
So now it's just your family?
Yeah.
No outside people?
No, not
Okay.
not in the house.
He's had some visitors that stay for like years.
Eh.
Well, they were both young women, my daughter's friends,
Yeah.
who needed a roof.
Hey, listen, man.
So-
I have nothing to.
God
I have
bless you,
nothing
Gino.
against it. I'm just proving the fact that you are generous in your.
Man, his door is open.
It is.
Wow.
That's
A life right
that's a
there, bro.
beautiful thing.
I'm telling you, if somebody interviewed me, I'd have 4 things to say. I'd be like, I was a kid, then I was in a band, and then I did this, and now I have 4 kids.
Yeah, there's a long way to go.
Yeah, I guess so.
You need some chickens, man.
I'm about halfway, hopefully.
So you're not dealing with this.
Maybe not halfway, but to modern medicine, easily easily 101.
Really?
Oh yeah.
101 what?
Years old.
Who?
Me.
Him.
Oh yeah.
I believe it.
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
He's going to live to 101
Why?
because 100 is
want
boring.
to.
It's too much.
He wants to.
It's too much.
Doesn't want to.
No, he wants to.
What would it be like in 2057?
Same as it is
better.
now.
Gotta be
No, you know what? We're still going to be here, and the climate is still going to change.
We know you can still get Social Security.
Oh fuck!
Have you seen what they put out? Did you see that shit?
Did you hear about that?
I did.
What now? Oh, the
So
people.
we're playing the back nine at Villa Verde one day in April last year, and everyone's talking about how old they are. And somebody says, "Hey, Gino, how old are you?" I said, "Oh, I'm 66." And then somebody else pipes in, "When are you going to be 66 and a half?" I don't know. October, November, December, January, February, March, April. It's April. I'm 66 and a half now. And Robert says, "You need to go file for Social Security benefits." I'm like, wait a minute. I'm working full time. I'm not eligible. No, you are.
Yeah. Robert Vargas, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Guest of the show.
So I go and I apply and I'm approved. In 2 to 4 weeks, you'll get your first check. Well, 7 weeks go by and I don't get anything. So I go in the office here in Glendora, Social Security office, and ask them what's up. And they type in away and says, "Do you have a minor in your household?" Well, yeah, Carly, my daughter. She's 17. Oh, when will she be 18? In February. Oh. She's still in school? Yeah. When will she graduate? In June, like everybody else. And I get a little sarcastic with the guy. And he goes, "Well, your daughter's eligible for Social Security benefits." I'm like, "Why?" "I don't know why. She's eligible." So my daughter gets a Social Security check every month.
But you don't.
No, I get mine too. Yeah.
You should invest that.
We are.
Maybe we shouldn't
With
say that
with
on
Robert?
No. Jim Olson, another guy.
No. No, you should call Robert because he's the one that put you onto it.
I should have.
Call Robert. You can still move it. Give him
Yeah.
a little business. And I don't think he makes anything on it, but
Oh, no, they do.
a little bit.
No. So if, let's say I've got a couple of annuities and I got IRAs, and my financial guy, it shows me if I'm making money on all my mutuals,
Yeah.
he's getting a percentage of that.
Well, move it to Robert. Robert does all my stuff. He's a good guy. You should too. Might as well. Gino, that was awesome, bro. I think that was absolutely amazing.
I'm exhausted, man.
That was so good. Ladies and gentlemen, that was an hour and 30 minutes of Gino.
Wow.
And
Nobody could listen that long.
No, man, it was like,
He took us on a ride.
yeah, bro, that was awesome, dude. I truly enjoyed that, and I think it's different than anything that we've ever done because everybody that we've interviewed was 35 years old, so they have nothing to say. 35 years old, you were in Poughkeepsie baling hay, so we had another half the story to go. But I want you to know that I truly appreciate you, man, and I love having you there, and I love that the guys, just so you know, they look up to you and they really value you being there, and everybody loves Gino. So I want you to know that if you ever feel like, oh, maybe this or maybe that, don't feel that way because we see ourselves in you, and like, don't be nasty, but like we see the way that we're going in the general hobbies that we have with golf and cigars and having a good time and cocktails. And you're a family guy, and that's what we're all going for. So thank you for doing that for us. Thank you for being in the club. Thank you for doing this, and thank you for telling your story. And I hope to have many, many years of fun, exciting events starting Friday at Marshall Canyon.
Let's do it again. Yeah.
I love it.
Thanks for the invitation.
Nate from San Dimas Liquor, thank you for all your insight tonight. I know that you look shell-shocked.
Man, this is great. This is great. I've always enjoyed this man.
Yeah, he's a peach. Thank you guys for watching. Tropicana Golf Shop, Tropicana Golf Club, Tropicana Barber Shop. We thank you. And we will see you next Friday. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Listen to this. Gino's a big cigar guy, if you didn't notice. We're bringing this thing back in. Next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm flying to Nicaragua.
Oh, you are not.
I'm going to the farm, and I'm going to go check out the Nobleza plant.
Yeah.
And I'll bring you back some goodies. You smoke as well, so I'll bring you back some freshly picked, freshly rolled cigars. And so we're not going to have the show next week because I'll be in, unless you want to do a saddle. Do you want to go to Nicaragua? We can film there.
I'll go.
Yeah, I want to go. Hey, we'll just do this.
All the way down.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
I'm sending you with some money. Sending you to Nicaragua with some money for cigars.
No, come on, man. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. On behalf of Gino and Nate from San Dimas Liquor and Freeway Liquor, conveniently located in...
Just got.
I'm Jimmy with Tropicana Golf, and we will see you next Friday.
Out.